Hello yogis, today we're going to do a lovely wake up and flow class. So let's begin just placing one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, relaxing the shoulders, lengthening the spine and the neck, closing the eyes and taking that lovely cleansing breath in through the nose and sighing it out through the mouth. 2 more times, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Last time. And then breathing in and out through the nose unless the nose is blocked. Relaxing all the muscles in the face. Noticing if there's any tension in the neck, the shoulders, the hips. Just breathing deeply into those spaces. Finding that softness. And noticing your breath, feeling the flow, the sound, the rise and fall of your stomach and chest as you send the breath all the way down to your belly. And then taking a moment to set our intention for today's class, to start letting go of the need for that external validation. The more we search for external validation, the more you'll just be met with disappointment. Start to look inwards. Find that internal validation and you'll be met with bliss. Just enjoying the stillness, the present moment. And knowing that you've carved out this time for yourself and your wellness. And then gently opening the eyes, relaxing your hands, rolling the neck. Nice slow big circles, deep breaths. And changing the direction. Finding that stillness as you gaze forwards, placing your right hand to your lower back and elbows just out to the side, and then moving the opposite ear towards your shoulder. Grateful for relieving any tension or pain in your neck. Being mindful of your posture. And tilting the chin slightly down. Feel that stretch in the side of your neck. Noticing how far it travels down the back. Around the shoulder blades. And release, changing sides. Left hand to your lower back and just guiding the right ear towards the shoulder. And then tilting the chin slightly down. And release, fingertips to your shoulders. Draw those big circles with your elbows forwards. Feel the shoulder blades squeezing in as you send the elbows back. And feel them spreading apart as you bring the elbows forwards. Moving with your breath. And changing the direction. And relaxing your arms down, interlocking your fingers together and rolling the wrists, warming up those wrists. And change the direction. And then slowly coming onto your hands and knees. In a tabletop pose, knees underneath your hips, moving the feet apart in line with your knees, wrists underneath your shoulders, spreading those fingers out, pressing your knuckles down and pressing the fingertips down. Just begin pushing away from the mat, pushing your head between your shoulders, draw the ribs in, deep breath. Tucking your toes, lifting your hips up to your downward dog. Working those heels down, one at a time, pedal it out, stretch the back of your legs, your hamstrings, your calves. And feel the stretch in your shoulders, turning your armpits to face the toes. It's okay if your heels don't touch the mat, feet hip width apart. Feel the kneecaps lifting as you engage the front of your thighs, your quads. Keep those fingers spread. Middle fingers facing forward, so try to avoid your hands fanning out to the sides. Up onto your toes, rolling forwards to your plank pose. Lower the hips down, in line with your shoulders. Keep those wrists underneath the shoulders. And then just gently moving your heels forwards and back by using the toes. Chaturanga all the way down if you need to. Come down onto your knees. Shift the shoulders forwards, keep your elbows in at your sides, chest and hips down, elbows still squeezing in, untuck your toes. Inhale, roll the spine up, press the hands down, pull in towards your cobra pose. Your cobra can be low down or it can be high up, just keep those elbows in and slightly bent. Exhale, roll the spine down, tuck the toes, lift the hips either on your knees first as you send the hips back or all the way up and back. Straightening out those legs, but if your back is rounding, bend the knees. Draw the belly in and up to the diaphragm, up onto your toes, bend the knees, look forwards and just walking slowly to the front. Feet hip width apart, bend those knees, hold the elbows, relax the neck as you look between the legs, just dangling down. And gently swaying side to side. Releasing the arms, letting them hang loose and rolling the spine up one vertebrae at a time until you come all the way to stand. Shoulders back, cleansing breath. Standing towards the front end of your mat, feet hip width apart, parallel lines between your feet for a nice sun salutation as we warm up. Draw the tailbone down, leveling out the hips, palms to your chest. Chest is open, thighs are slightly engaged, glutes are gently engaged. Inhale, arms reaching up and back, lift the chest, looking up between the hands. Exhale, palms together forward, fold hands either side of the feet, forehead towards the shins, with the knees bent or straight. Feel the hips lifting, kneecaps lifting. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, long neck, open chest. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down, walk back to your plank. Check that your heels are stacking over your toes. This time, 8-point chaturanga, lower your knees down. Keep the hips lifting up, so notice the arch in my back. And then bending your elbows straight back, not out to the sides. Looking forwards, chest and chin touching down. Notice how the hips are still lifting up. The stomach is not touching the ground. And then pressing your hands down and towards you as you slide onto your belly. Untuck the toes. Inhale, roll the spine up to your cobra. Exhale, roll the spine down. Tuck the chest. Tuck the chin, tuck the toes. Lift the hips up and back, downward dog. 5 deep breaths. Taking as many cleansing breaths as you need to. This is your practice. Enjoy it. Make it your own. Pressing those knuckles down, make sure the fingers are still spread. Up onto your toes, bend the knees, look forwards. You can walk or you can float or hop, skip and jump to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Forehead towards the shins, hands either side of your feet. Inhale all the way up, arms next to the ears, straight back. So try to keep that back straight. As you reach the hands up and back, lifting in the chest. Exhale, palms together into your chest. Cleansing breath. That's one cycle, we'll do 2 more cycles. Inhale, arms up and back. Reaching a little bit further back this time without any pain or force. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, walk or float back to your plank. 8-point Chaturanga, knees down, hips up, arch the back. Bend the elbows straight back behind you, keep the hips up, chest and chin down. Slide forward onto your stomach, untuck the toes. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Elbows squeezing in. 5 deep breaths. Pushing away from the mat with your hands, sending those hips up and back. Drawing your attention inwards. Connecting with your breath. Noticing how the body's feeling. Up onto your toes, bend the knees, look forwards, walk or float to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up and back. Reaching a little bit further back. Exhale, palms together into your chest. Cleansing breath. One more time. Inhale, arms up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Draw the belly in. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoulders in line with your hips. Exhale, step or float back to plank. 8-point Chaturanga, knees down, hips up. Bending the elbows. Dropping down on your chair extension, nice and softly. Slide onto your belly. Inhale, cobra. Tops of the feet pressing down. Exhale, lower the chest, tuck your toes. Lift the hips up and back, down dog. Work those heels down towards the mat. 5 deep breaths. Up onto your toes, bend the knees, look forward, walk or float to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up and back. Gentle back bend, lifting the chest. Exhale, palms together into your chest. Cleansing breath. And just relaxing your arms to your sides. Closing the eyes, softening that space between the eyes. And noticing the breath. Keep bringing yourself back to the breath. Noticing the shift of weight into your toes and your heels. Noticing if you're sticking your bum out, draw the tailbone down. Shoulders back. Proud chest. Standing tall. And opening the eyes, palms together back into your chest. Inhale to your chair pose, so feet hip width apart, toes forwards. Bend the knees, reach the arms up next to the ears, palms facing each other. Try to move your knees just slightly back and try to move the shoulders back. Deep breath in, exhale, palms together, forward fold, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, walk or float back to your plank. 8-point Chaturanga, knees, hips up, chest and chin down. Sliding forwards onto your belly, untuck the toes. This time inhaling to an up dog, straight arms. Wrists underneath the shoulders, strong legs, tops of the feet pressing down. It's fine if your thighs are touching the mat, otherwise try to get them up. Gazing forward, exhale, elbows bending back behind you, not out to the sides as you lower your chest down. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog.
Right leg back and up, three-legged dog, straightening the legs, leveling the shoulders, equal weight in both hands, looking towards your left toes. Up onto your left toes, squeeze the right knee into your chest as high as you can. As you look forward, the higher you lift the knee into your chest, the easier it is to step the foot forwards. If this is not possible, just step the foot as forwards as you can, grabbing the ankle with your hand and just bringing it across to the front. Keep your back heel lifting. Inhale, arms up, high lunge. Palms facing each other. Draw the belly in and up to the diaphragm. Shaking your front knee, stacking over the front ankle so the toes aren't too forward and the knees not leaning too far forward over the toes. Drop your back heel down, opening your arms out, warrior two. Try to get your hips facing forwards. Notice when you do this, the knee wants to lean in. Try moving it back over the ankle or adjust the foot. Torso forward, shoulders forward, chest forward. Arms out to the side, soft shoulders. Leveling out your arms, back toes facing forwards. And try to bring the tailbone down, tucking the bum in. Looking over your fingertips. Deep breaths. Extended side ankle, lowering the front arm down. Next to the foot, if you need a block or a few books, grab them. Resting your shoulder into the knee and the knee into the shoulder. Reaching that top arm up towards the ceiling, straight up. Push your hips forward, shoulders back, chest open. Gaze up, but if you lose your balance, keep looking down. Breathe. Reverse warrior, pressing off the ground. Take the front arm up and over your head. Keep the front knee bent, hips still sinking down, chest is lifting up, gazing up towards the ceiling. Triangle pose, Chaturanga, straighten the front leg, slide the hand down the leg, keep your head in line with your foot. Most of us want to have the head leaning too far forwards. Really try to keep the head in line with your foot. Hand to whatever you can reach, the ankle or the shin. Reaching that top arm up, open the chest. Top palm facing the front. Looking down or challenge yourself to look forwards or up to the ceiling. Shoulders away from the ears. Check to see your back toes are facing forwards, not out to the side. Twisted triangle, take the top hand, place it to your calf, your shin, your ankle, or even the mat. And then reaching that opposite arm up to the ceiling. Really feel that twist, squeezing those toxins out the organs. Gazing up, breathe. And then lowering both hands down to frame that front foot, turn onto the toes of the back foot, lower that back knee down, untuck the back toes, low lunge, reaching the arms up, sink the hips down and forwards. Breathe, palms facing each other, hands shoulder width apart, shoulders back. Straightening that back ankle, the toes might want to start to lean in. Press some weight onto the big toe to correct it. Gazing forwards or looking up to the ceiling, palms together, lifting the fingers up, lifting the chest, leading with the fingers back. And exhale, hands down. Pigeon pose. Come down onto that shin, the front shin, and the top of your foot. Slide that back foot further back. There we go. Make sure your back ankle is in line with the hip. Top of the foot's pressing down. And you're not collapsing to the side. So you really want to level out your hips. Keep them in line with each other. Use those blocks for support if you need them. Breathe. Level out the shoulders. And just resting the hands on either side of you to keep the spine lifting straight up rather than leaning forwards. But of course, if this is where you are in the practice, then just be kind to yourself. Grounding those hands down, stepping back to your downward dog, tuck those back toes, sending that front leg back, stretch it out. Side plank, so rolling forwards to your plank pose. Come onto the knife edge of your left foot. For the easier variation, you'll step that right foot in front, so the knee is bent. The hips are lifting and your left shoulder is stacking over that wrist with your fingers facing to the side. Reaching that right arm straight up and looking up. Slightly more challenging, stack the feet on top of each other. Reaching the arm up, keep the hips lifted, looking down, maybe forwards or maybe all the way up. Breathe. And lowering the hand down, coming to your plank. 8-point Chaturanga, knees down, hips lifting, chest and chin down, elbows in. Slide onto your belly, tops of the feet down, inhale, up dog. Straight arms. Exhale, down dog. Lift those hips. Cleansing breath. And we move on to the other side. Left leg back and up, 3-legged dog. Breathe, straighten the legs, point the toes. Press those knuckles down, looking towards your right toes. Up onto your toes, squeeze the knee into your chest, look forward, step the foot forward or use your hand for assistance. Keep that back heel up. Inhale, arms reaching up. High lunge. Get those hips down, challenge yourself. You want to try and eventually have your thigh parallel to the mat. Notice if the knee is still over the ankle. If it's not, try to get it there. Warrior 2, drop the back heel down. Right toes facing forwards. Arms out to the sides, hips forwards. Front knee over the ankle. Soft shoulders. Don't flex your fingers. Keep the fingers in line with your wrists. And look to the left. Breathe. The extended side angle, left arm on the inside of the leg, right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Breathe. Open the chest. Keep the back toes facing forwards. Reverse warrior, pressing off the mat. Lowering your back hand down to that straight back leg. Keep that left knee bent and just guiding the hand up and over the head, palm facing down, looking up to the ceiling. Lift in the chest. Triangle pose, straighten the front leg. Slide the hand down. Reaching that right arm up to the ceiling, push the hips forward, shoulders back. Straight arms and looking up if you can. Noticing if the back toes are pointing outwards, try to keep them facing forwards. Just making those adjustments as you go. Twisted triangle, top hand coming down. Holding onto the shin, the ankle, the mat or a block. And then lifting the opposite arm up to the ceiling. Breathe. If you fall, just laugh it off. Come back in. Progress, not perfection. And lower the hands down, framing the front foot. Low lunge. Drop the back knee. Untuck the back toes. Inhale, arms up. Straightening that back ankle. Sinking those hips down and forwards. Draw the belly in and up. Think of lengthening instead of compressing. Holding here or palms together, leading with the fingers up and back, lifting the chest. Gently engaging the glutes. And lowering the hands down. Pigeon Pose, one of my favorites. Come down into the shin, the top of the foot, slide the back foot back as you sink your hips down, not collapsing into the left side. If you need to, you can even place a cushion or a block underneath the left glute. Straighten that back ankle, lengthening the spine and the neck. Breathe, smile, relax. You're enjoying this. And press the hands down, step back to your downward dog. Getting ready for that plank, side plank on the other side. Rolling forwards, knife edge of your right foot, stack the foot, or place that top foot in the front with the knee bent, lifting your hips up, wrist under shoulder, and reaching that left arm up to the ceiling. Breathe. Looking forwards, maybe looking up. Pushing away from the mat, keep the hips up. And lowering the hand down. 8-point Chaturanga, knees, hips up, chest and chin down, slide onto your belly, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lift those hips, work those heels down. And child's pose, knees up to the side. Toes together, sink the hips down, stretch the arms forward, relaxing the forehead down, cleansing breath. And just taking this moment to notice how you're feeling. Staying connected. And just checking in with yourself. And lifting the chest. Crossing the feet behind you, rocking over your feet and straightening out the legs, or just making your way into this position. Bending the knees, reaching the arms forwards. Lifting those ankles up, boat pose. Using your core, strengthening the core to support that back, keep the back straight. And straightening the legs or keep them bent. And bend the knees. Doing this 9 more times. Straighten the legs. Bend the knees. Straighten the legs. Bend the knees. And 7. Connecting the breath. 6. 5. 4. 3. Nearly there. 2. Feet together. And 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax onto your back. Mini corpse pose. Cleansing breath. Just allow the feet to fall to the sides, palms up. Making any adjustments to just feel comfortable, relaxed. And then bending your knees, holding the back of your thighs, tucking the chin, gently rocking yourself up, crossing the legs, rocking forward, and coming up onto your Malasana Pose. So toes out to the side. Working on getting the heels down. It's okay though if your heels are lifted. Palms together into the chest. Use the triceps or the elbows to open out those knees to the side. Evening out the weight on your feet, fanning out the toes. Shoulders back, straight spine. Soften the muscles in your face. Great pose to do every day if you suffer with stress, anxiety, belly fat. And just really noticing that weight in the feet. A lot of us tend to lean inwards. So send some of the weight to the back of your feet. And just holding for 3 more deep breaths. Crow pose. So for crow pose, starting in that same position with the Malasana pose, grounding the hands down, just turn them slightly out to the sides. The easier variation of crow pose is to get the inside of your knee to the outside of your arms, in the space between your elbow and your shoulder. Make sure the elbows don't bend out to the sides. This puts so much strain into your wrists. Keep them bending straight back. Ground those knuckles, lift those heels up. Lifting the heels, resting the inside of your knees on your legs. Looking forwards. So look towards the front of your mat, lift those hips, and then start to shift weight into the front of your hands. You claw those fingertips down, maybe lifting one heel up and hold, and lifting the other heel up and hold, or just holding this pose with the weight shifting forward to the fingers, or lifting both heels up. Try to move the toes towards each other. Keep looking forwards, breathe. Holding for as long as you can before coming down. If you'd like to try the other variation with the knees in the armpits. If your hips are really tight, this can be a very challenging pose to get right. So get those knees into the armpits, same thing, hands down, just fan them out slightly to the sides. Lift the heels, lift the hips, look forwards, shifting the weight forwards, don't let the elbows shift out to the sides. One heel up at a time, or both heels up. Breathe. And then coming down with control. Holding your thumbs, just gently rolling the wrists. And relaxing back. Straightening out the legs. And inhale, reaching your arms up. Feet together, toes flex. Exhale, forward fold from your waist. Drawing the belly in and up. If you need to, keep the knees bent so your back stays straight. Just slide tuck in the chin so the neck stays in line with the spine. Try to think of your chest moving down to the legs as opposed to the forehead moving down, and then sacrificing that alignment in the back. So starting with the knees bent, you don't have to be holding onto the feet. You can hold on to what's comfortable for you where there's no strain or stress in the shoulders. And just slowly, over time, straightening out the legs. Slight tuck in the chin. And lowering that chest down first. Folding from the waist. Crown moving towards the toes. And breathe. Inhale, creating space. Exhale, moving into that space. You can even, if you can get the chest and forehead down, you can hold onto one wrist. And release, slowly coming up. Crossing the legs, rolling over onto your shins, sitting onto your heels. If there's any pain in your knees, you can place a few blocks between your feet to elevate the hips. Otherwise, you can stay cross-legged. Draw the tailbone down, lengthening the spine and the neck. And this is a hero cat-cow, so as you inhale, shoulders back, lift the chest and the chin. As you exhale, round the shoulders, draw the belly in, chin to chest. Inhale, shoulders back. Exhale, draw it in around the shoulders. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale. And just one more time, inhale.
Finding that neutral spine. Cross the legs, rocking over the feet. Don't worry, you'll get it right. And then reaching those feet up, reaching those arms forwards, and you're just slowly straightening the legs and lowering all the way down into your back. Make sure you're still on the mat. And relax. Bottoms of your feet together, knees out to the side, Supta Baddha Konasana. Holding your elbows over the head, relaxing the shoulders down. This should be a relaxing pose for you. Just feel that natural curve in the spine. If there's pain in your lower back, keep your knees bent and your feet grounded and just gently working the lower back down towards the mat. Otherwise, allowing gravity to work its magic as your hips open softly. Reconnecting with your breath, using the breath as your anchor. Feeling the belly rising and falling, as well as the chest and diaphragm. And then changing the grip of your elbows so that the other hand is on top. Relaxing your arms to your side spinal twist. Place the right foot over the left leg, so coming onto the inside of the knee, on the outside of your knee, and just shift onto your side to guide the knees across to the right. If this is too intense, you can just have your knees bending to the side. Resting your arms to your sides, one on each side, and looking in the opposite direction that the knees are pointing. Feel that gentle twist in the spine. Also great if you have any back pains or tension. And release the foot, rolling onto your back, changing sides. Left foot over the right knee, and just guiding the knees across to the left. You can adjust yourself on the side so it's more comfy. And looking in the opposite direction. Deep breaths. And releasing the foot, rolling onto your back, hugging both knees into your chest. Moving the shoulders down, gently squeezing them in. No yanking. And forehead reaching towards the knees, squeezing it in, tucking the chin. And releasing for Shavasana. For Shavasana, you can be in whichever pose is comfortable for you. The more traditional corpse pose, legs straight, palms facing up, feet just naturally falling to the sides. If you'd like to end with your Supta Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees out. If there's pain in your back, keep those knees bent. And just relaxing your arms, relaxing the palms. Feel the fingers naturally curling. So just find that comfortable pose, make those adjustments, close the eyes, and take that deep cleansing breath through the mouth as you let go. Sinking deeper into the pose on each exhale, relaxing every inch of your body. And just allowing the breath to flow freely. Letting go of the need to control. Bringing a softness to all the muscles around the eyes, the temples, the jaw, and moving the tongue away from the top of the mouth if it's there. Letting go of the need to please other people. Just turning inwards for that validation. Following your own path. And just bringing yourself back to yourself. Who you really are. Once the need to please is gone. What it is that you want. And you can stay here for as long as you like. Or you can place your hands to your belly and softly blink the eyes open. Not being in any rush to get up, just enjoying this moment of stillness. And then hugging your knees into your chest. And rolling onto your side as you meet me in seated. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in this practice. I hope you enjoyed the class. Namaste.